Not being active. I mean, even if you don't support Donald Trump, you got to admit, this guy's busy.
This guy is busy, and you don't have to be a fan of him to be able to admit that he does seem to be everywhere, anywhere, all at once.
Yeah, he's energized and buzzy. But for more, we're going to bring in managing editor at Nestpoint and Republican strategist John Thomas and honorary chairwoman for Tea Party Patriots Action. That's Jenny Beth Martin. And we're also joined this morning in studio by our special guest, former federal prosecutor Doug Burns and New York City trial attorney Nicole Bernecki. Good morning and welcome to you all.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Welcome. John, I'm going to start with you. What do you rate the president's job performance these first 200 days in office?
I mean, on a scale of 10, I give him a 12. I mean, it's incredible. And not only has he achieved such incredible things, and Sarah's right, he's anywhere and everywhere, working his tail end off, but he's doing it all in spite of the mainstream media and the Democrats trying to stop him at every turn. You know, the Democrats and the mainstream media said that the tariffs were going to crush our economy, that there's no way he could strike trade deals with other countries. And yet it's deal after deal that's so dramatically disproportionately favorable to the U.S. And we're already seeing jobs come back to the United States and more. I mean, the first 200 days were so incredible. I can't wait to see the next.
Yeah, the next 1,261 days, I believe, is what he has left. So let's take a look at what he could be doing, you know, and what he has done so far. Closing the border was a big one. Did that. The rebalancing of the global economic order. He ended DEI in areas, and that was the first 200 days. Jenny, I'll come to you with this. Where do you expect the administration to go for the next 1,261 days?
Well, I think we're going to see more deals that will benefit America. We're going to see additional cuts to government spending, getting rid of even more waste, fraud, and abuse, which I personally, as a Tea Party patriot, really appreciate. And I think that we're also going to see that he is pushing for legislation that addresses election integrity to help ensure our elections are more secure.
Yeah, Doug, I mean, what are your thoughts? Obviously, Jenny Beth brought up, you know, DOGE and the Department of Government Efficiency. You think cutting spending is going to continue to be part of it and even maybe balancing the budget?
Oh, definitely. Cutting spending, cutting regulations, those type of things. But working off of John's point, I mean, he's so right. We need to get the sort of mainstream media off this hair trigger analysis. Every time Trump makes a move, they're like, this is the end of the world. That's it. Mm-hmm. The world's going to blow up. The economy is going to crash. And they're wrong every single time, over and over and over. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So hopefully that'll end.
Yeah. And look, as we mentioned at the top of the show as well, Trump fired the jobs reporter last week. And now it looks like that may have been the right move. Nicole, I'll get your take on this, but I first want you to take a listen to economist Stephen Moore, who was speaking about this at the White House.
I was telling the president that he did the right thing in calling for a new head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, because this shows that over the last 2 years of the Biden administration, the BLS overestimated job creation by 1.5 million jobs. Mr. President, that's a gigantic error. And I don't know if I'm not.
Might not have been an error. That's the bad part.
All right, Nicole, do you think he made the right move here?
Well, we definitely need transparency regarding what happened, because Biden's disastrous effect on the economy has been discussed by Trump supporters. And I think for Trump right now is trying to fix this, and this is just part of the fixing. We need transparency, and I think it was a good move if it was really so overinflated.
Yeah.
Sorry, John, I was going to get your take on it as well.
Yeah, I think Stephen Moore's analysis really gave credibility to what, President Trump doesn't just fire people because it's, The Apprentice anymore. He fires them for good reason. And Stephen Moore's point is right. It's clear that the jobs data was cooked in favor of Democrats, and now obviously was cooked against President Trump and the Republicans. Look, the American people deserve transparent data and fair data so that they can analyze both what the government's doing for them, and President Trump can make economic decisions going forward. So I'm glad Stephen gave President Trump some additional credibility to push back on this claim that he shouldn't have fired somebody who's putting out bad statistics.
Yeah, we know yesterday it was a big news day, and this came out that the federal prosecutors they've launched an investigation into New York Attorney General Letitia James, and sources are saying that James may have even violated constitutional protections under the color of law, a legal term that really describes the abuses of power by government officials. Jeannie Beth, what do you think this message sends to the American people and also to people like Letitia James who made it their mission to take down President Trump?
Well, she made it her mission to take down President Trump, all the while claiming that nobody was above the law, and yet now she's acting as if she's above the law. From what I have read, she's being accused of committing fraud when it comes to where her primary residence is, how large or small her residence is in New York. She also has a residence in Virginia and is trying to rig the system in her benefit financially. These are kind of the things she was trying to accuse President Trump of doing. The difference is it appears there is evidence that she actually did it.
That's interesting. Doug, I want to get the final remarks from you, about 45 seconds. I mean, I know what a big Letitia James fan you are. You've been on this show discussing it. What are your thoughts about the charges? Are they going to stick, and is there anything to this?
Well, first of all, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, obviously. No, I mean, so what, are you kidding me? I mean, she was so sanctimonious, so high and mighty about... In the Trump case, all the loans were paid back. Everybody was happy. Nobody lost any money. I mean, it was legal science fiction. It was ridiculous. So, but I'll still be fair. On her case, let's look at it fairly. Okay, two wrongs don't make a right is the point. But if she did things wrong, then they have to hold her accountable.
Everybody, no one's against the law. Everybody should be held accountable. I think that's a fair
I agree.
call. Good job. Well, John Thomas, Jeannie Beth, thank you so much. Doug, I know you guys are going to be with us. Nicole, stick around. But there's much more to cover on Wake Up America Weekend. Up next, Ukraine.